Hello everyone. If you want to improve your relationship, learn relationship hack or listen to entertaining and educating relationship stories, please subscribe, like, and share. Share your own story in the comments section below. Thank you. Comment what do you think about this situation. Discovered that my wife betrayed me. Is it wrong of me to just want to start fresh? 28M and 27F. Married 2 years come next month and we have been together for 5 years. One daughter. 14 months old. I'm 28/M and she is 27/F. The marriage hasn't been great for probably the last year. Stress with the baby, family, work, etc. In October, I took a position that had me working abroad. 10 weeks abroad. 2 weeks at home. Great pay. But stressful and long distance with the wife and baby. We needed the money so I took the position. At first the distance was bearable. We were Skyping close to daily and we were missing one another a lot. But eventually, work became stressful and she started to kind of distance herself from me. I didn't worry about it enough and let it happen. I came home in March for my 2 weeks. And we were just not close. She wouldn't have sex with me. Which was hurtful and we were fighting a lot. I thought something was up and ended up finding some messages between her and another guy. I confronted her and told her I understood because I did and that we both had to work harder on us. That I knew the distance was tough but I was doing it for us and so that we could be better. She admitted that she had been too friendly but swore nothing else happened. We made up and started to talk about our future more. And about buying a house, and when I left again I felt good about things. Once I left, it didn't take long for us to fall back to the same fighting. It honestly felt like she was picking fights with me. And she just wasn't being kind. That is the best way to describe it. She was just being a bitch. Again. I started to feel more suspicious because of the messages and I hacked into her accounts. I know I'm supposed to say I felt guilty. But I didn't. What became clear was that she was peeping another guy and was very, very serious about him. The sex was bothersome. But it didn't bother me that much. I understand how tough the distance can be. What bothered me was the emotional talk and then being such a bitch to me. I didn't confront and just watched her activity. And I saw her becoming closer and closer with this guy. Emailing him several times a day. Telling her she loved him. And then finally some pictures with him. Her. And our baby. Which was probably the final straw. I asked one of my close friends to go by our house on his way to work and back to just see if anything was up. And he told me he saw a truck in the driveway of the house we are renting. Multiple times. I'm due to come home at the end of this month and want to be smart and careful when I go back. I really feel like her actions are divorce-worthy. It is a betrayal in every single sense and it makes my heart weak. I cannot believe someone would do this to me. Especially since our relationship has never gone through things like this. She is a normal, kind person. What I think is unforgivable is parading this prick in front of our child. That speep hurts. While I'm working for our family, she is essentially replacing me while living off me. The only positive in all of this is that my work is going really well and the company I work for loves me. They have offered me a full-time position and would be willing to sponsor me for immigration purposes. At first, I wasn't too eager of leaving home. But seeing as home doesn't have much for me, this fresh start option is becoming very, very attractive. I really think it's probably the best move for me. Let my wife be with this guy and get a divorce. It's not a great situation for my daughter. But I just think I'd be marginalized moving forward anyways. I don't know. I do feel like our situation is beyond marriage counseling or anything like that. I confronted her and she lied to me and kept up her affair. And even jumped in further. She has chose the other person in every sense over me. And it peeping hurts. And we haven't even been married that long. TL. Doctor, my wife has been cheating on me for months while I've been working abroad. The affair is serious. She loves him. Brings him around our child. And she has lied to me and been very hurtful. Feel like the marriage is dead. And I'm better off staying abroad and pursuing a divorce. Don't know if I'm being rash or if I'm being smart. People have literally said hide money at least 4 times in this thread. Those are just the ones I counted. What she's doing is speepy. I can understand completely if you'll never love her after this. But you have a responsibility to your daughter. You'll be part of her life still forever unless you're just as much of a selfish douche as your wife is. And that means you need to maintain a degree of civility with your wife. Even if you are leaving her. Because you will also be stuck with her forever up to a point as the mother of your child. Divorce is okay. Abandoning your child is not. Be in your kid's life. Your job is not more important. Your wife did this. Your daughter didn't have a choice. Don't rob her of you. Also, it can work out with a 50-50 split of time. Please. 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 Please don't abandon your child. Even if it is the easy road. I am fine with all of this except for the part where you abandon your child. Moving is probably what is best for you, but just because your mom was an asshole and you think your soon-to-be ex will be does not mean you should just up and leave your daughter. As a woman, I can tell you, even if my mom had talked speep about my dad, I'd still want to know who he was. What if someday down the road living with her mother becomes toxic and she needs to leave? Where will she go? Shouldn't she be able to come home to a father who loves her and wants her as opposed to some second-rate relative? Your little girl needs you. Don't give up on her just because you need to give up on this also. Save those pictures of your wife with new guy and baby, because that right there says a hell of a lot to a court if before a woman is even divorced she is letting some man around her child like T exactly scream fit to be mom does it. Edit: I do need to apologize though no one has said anything. I was not implying that her relatives will be second rate. I know people raised by aunts, uncles, grandparents etc. who grew up wonderfully. However, he doesn't know what those people will be like, and an uncle is not your biological father. I think you are being smart. She has broken your trust in multiple ways. And that is going to be incredibly hard to fix. You had barely been married that long. And the minute you left for work reasons, she went off to be with someone else. Which is unfortunately an utter lack of caring for you. I understand that you're being away. Having a child and the early years of marriage are usually the most difficult. But she didn't even give it a chance or try. Even when asked about it, she lied to you. I think it is in the best interest for both of you to divorce. I agree with you in the sense that her actions are divorce-worthy. No one deserves that. You're off trying to support your family to make a better life while she's playing house with another dude. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks for the support. Unfortunately, going off the post in this forum, I'm not alone. It really is kind of sad. Because I wouldn't wish this pain on even my worst enemy. I was you 6 months ago. Albeit without the child. Divorce is in progress now. It sucks. But it does get better. And probably quicker than you'll realize. It probably doesn't mean much coming from a stranger on the internet. But if you want to talk, you can always PM me. I'd also recommend checking out the Talk About Marriage forums. They have some excellent forums on both coping with infidelity and going through divorce. And both are filled with some amazing, wise, supportive people who have been through what you and I are going through. Man, that blows. Your wife cheated on you. And paraded the dude in front of your daughter. And you're right, there's probably no coming back from that. But you are also choosing to abandon your daughter, who had nothing to do with this. She is your baby. Your little girl. And she needs you in her life. If you get a lawyer and are willing to stay put in the U.S. by finding a different job, you will get to see your daughter. And often. Do you want the man who've peeped your wife raising your kid in your place? Do you want her growing up believing you abandoned her? She will if you just start anew in some foreign country where she can barely ever see you. Is that fair? No. But one day you will get over the pain of what your wife did and might realize that you lost the thing that was most important to daughter. I'm not saying that you'd be a terrible guy to start over. But I think that you really need to think about what leaving means.